Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 Episode 4. We're going to be looking at the trailer and breaking it down shot by shot. Very excited about this episode. It looks like we're getting John back in this episode. It's been a long time since we've seen him. And this episode actually has a good variety of characters, which is kind of cool as well. So yeah, before I do get into it, general spoiler warning in case you aren't caught up with The Walking Dead, or Fear the Walking Dead I should say. And then also, if you are a fan of the shows, be sure to subscribe for more content. But other than that, let's get into it. Alright, so Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 has been on a roll. All 3 episodes so far have been really good. I'm very excited to see what's in store for us. Let's go ahead and read the synopsis that we have for the episode. The title isn't posted yet. I'm not sure why. I think it'll get posted in a couple days. But yeah, let's get into this. Episode 4, the synopsis says, John is settling in as one of Virginia's rangers when a mysterious death sends him on an investigation that makes him question everything he thought about himself. Wow, that's a really interesting synopsis. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a pretty deep episode for John, which I'm excited for. John is one of my favorite newer characters. And, you know, with the break and everything and then the delay, it's been so long since we've seen some of these characters. So I'm very excited to see John. Let's get into the trailer, starting off right here. We can see John just walking into the city or like the little town that they were in. And yeah, you can see that the people are pretty much doing the same thing. If you remember when Strand and Alicia were here a couple episodes ago, we saw this. I'm pretty sure we saw this exact setup almost. So it looks like these are just these people's jobs, and they're doing this all day. I don't know if this woman is just sweeping this exact spot the entire day. But it's kind of creepy because they were in this exact same position when Strand and Alicia came into town. I don't know, I've been talking about this for a while, but like this town is giving me like creepy vibes. Like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of those movies where someone would end up taking, you know, like a wrong turn or end up in some town that is filled with some weirdos. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into it too much, but they're just sort of giving me a creepy vibe, these people. We'll see what's happening. Yeah, so I think somebody here is giving their guns up, so I'm sure that's gonna be John. So maybe they don't allow guns in the town, so John has guns, so he's giving them up. And John was probably somewhere else, because remember when Strand and Alicia were here, he wasn't in town unless he was like in some other building or some other house. But the synopsis says that Virginia has like a mission for him, right? He has to go on an investigation, so that's probably why he's coming into town. He was probably somewhere else. I don't know if we'll find out what. Hopefully we do, because I want to see how big Virginia's communities are, because they have a bunch of places. You know, everyone's sort of split up, so that's interesting. But anyways, let's get back into the trailer. So we have John. It looks like he's looking inside of this hole, like this grave or something. I'm not sure exactly what he's looking for. Probably doing some investigations. We'll get back to this scene in a second because it kind of relates to the end of the trailer. But yeah, we have him here sitting in front of Virginia. This is probably when Virginia is telling him about his mission or whatever she wants him to do. And John is giving her advice, sort of. He says, making people feel safe is good, but actually making them safe, that's better. So let's go back to the synopsis. It says there's a mysterious death that Virginia wants John to investigate. Who do you think that mysterious death is? I'm probably going to say Sanjay, because that was... I mean, the walkers did attack him, or like did eat him after what Strand did to him, after Strand stabbed him. So I don't know, maybe they found him and they saw that he was stabbed, and then they kind of got suspicious that he didn't just get bitten, he got stabbed and then bitten. So that's my best guess. You guys let me know what you think, but I don't think they would introduce like another random mysterious death. It probably is Sanjay. And she might be getting suspicious of Strand and them and what they're doing. And if they are investigating Sanjay's death, I do like how they added that in the show rather than just ignoring it or anything like that, because what Strand did was kind of messed up, right? So there will be consequences there. I don't know if Strand is going to pay those consequences or what, but we'll see, because later on in the trailer, Virginia does talk about making an example out of this. And then we have Morgan here. He looks like he's looking inside this little building or shack or something. Maybe he's scavenging or looking, or he's kind of doing his own thing. So we'll see how he. I'm interested to see what Morgan's plan is against Virginia, because Virginia has a lot of people. But remember, same thing with Negan. When Negan was ruling over people and making them feel safe, there were still a lot of people that didn't like Negan and fought against Negan. So we'll see if it's a similar situation where people don't like Virginia, but we'll see. I'm very interested and excited to see what Morgan's plan is, because remember, with The Walking Dead, when they went against Negan, when they revolted against Negan, I should say, they had like a bunch of other communities, right? They had the Hilltop, the Kingdom, the Alexandria, so they had other people and other communities. On Fear the Walking Dead, they only have their core group of people, so we'll see. They probably just have to get other people to help them fight back. Next, we have John and Strand reuniting. They just hug it out here and they say hey to each other. Remember, those two spent a lot of time together last season, so they do have a good friendship. And remember, Strand is the one who killed Sanjay, so if John finds that out, which I think he might, we'll get to that in a second, because we do see them like fighting in the trailer later on. And then we have Virginia and Dakota here, and Virginia is telling Dakota, get in the house, get back in the house. So she's probably still mad at Virginia for what she did in episode 2 when she went and helped Strand and Alicia. We have John investigating something here. He's looking with the flashlight. Again, I'm not sure if it is Sanjay, but I'm just assuming it's Sanjay, or I guess not even assuming. I'm just sort of guessing that it's Sanjay, because that would be a mysterious death, I think, since he got stabbed. But we'll see. Next, we have Janet talking to John, and she says what's going on. And this is like that. She was in that area that Strand killed Sanjay. So I don't think she saw anything, because remember, they were by themselves. No one really saw it happen. But again, because he's in this location, this area, I feel like that is what he's investigating. Then we have this walker here. We have Virginia, and this is where she says that an example needs to be made. So I'm not sure if she figured out that someone of her, like somebody in Strand's group ended up killing Sanjay, and because of that an example needs to be made. But that's what I'm sort of assuming, because what else could be the case, right? So I don't know who it's going to be. In the trailer, it kind of made it look like it was Wes, but we'll see. And not in this trailer. It was a couple trailers ago that they released where it looked like somebody was hurting Wes. So that might be what she meant by set an example, but we'll see. We have Morgan here holding up his axe towards somebody, and we saw this guy in another trailer. I'm pretty sure he's going to end up helping Morgan, so that's going to be okay. I'm not sure if he's with Virginia, but I think he's going to be okay and help out Morgan. We have somebody here getting handcuffed. It kind of looks like John in his jacket, but I could be wrong because it's kind of hard to tell. But somebody's getting handcuffed here. And then we have them around somebody's grave whose name is Cameron. Now, if Cameron is this mysterious death, then everything that I said about Sanjay was wrong. But I don't understand why they would. I mean, I guess they could just introduce like a new mysterious death that they have to investigate. But I just think it'll be more interesting if it does end up being Sanjay. And it could be Sanjay. They're just in a graveyard. We see some other graves behind them. But I don't know. It could be Cameron, and they might just tell us what happened. Next, we have John here. This is at night. He's just drinking something. He's talking to Strand. And Strand tells him, if you go down this path, there's no going back. Now, I'm not sure exactly what he's referring to. If you go down this path, there's no turning back. Maybe I feel like John is a little bit unhinged this episode. I feel like something's up with him, something's bothering him, and he might be thinking irrationally. And I think Strand just might be calming him down. I'm not sure exactly what his plan is, what he wants to do, but Strand obviously is trying to calm him down. There seems to be somebody who has a hold of Morgan's axe, and I believe Morgan's going to get into a fight with somebody. We'll get to that scene in just a second. We have a shot of John walking up to somebody here in the town, and then we have a shot of him at night. There's a radio above him, and he's shooting at something. So I believe he's attracting walkers towards him. Maybe, again, I'm not sure why. I think it has to do with that hole that we saw that was dug. But this seems a bit extreme. I think something's off with John this episode. Because next, after that scene, we have a scene of Morgan fighting somebody. It goes by quickly. We don't even see it. But you see somebody like grabbing onto his axe. So that's what I mean. I think somebody might take his axe from him. But I'm sure Morgan will be okay. It's just probably somebody from Virginia's group. And then we have Strand and John fighting. So that's what I mean. I think something's off with John this episode. I'm not sure what's going on with him. We have Jacob here, and he's screaming at John, just like screaming his name to stop. And again, the reason I'm thinking this is happening is maybe it is about Sanjay, and maybe John figures out that it was Strand who killed Sanjay, and maybe he wants to like show his loyalty to Virginia. I mean, they were hugging earlier in the episode, so it's not like he doesn't like Strand. I think he might find out that Strand killed Sanjay, and then he wants to beat him up because of that. Because Virginia is also standing there, or like she's right here, kneeling down. She might be talking to Strand or something. But we'll see. I think he might be proving his loyalty. But I'm gonna be honest, that was kind of hard to see. John is a very nice guy, and seeing him beat up Strand like that is kind of messed up. But then we have John here talking to somebody who's in a cell. I'm pretty sure that's John. You can't tell from the lighting. I don't know who that is in the cell. I'm thinking it might be June. He might be talking to June. It looks like a woman to me. But again, you can only see their silhouettes because of the sunlight from outside. And I think it'll make sense if it is June, because John would obviously want to talk to June. And it's somebody he knows, obviously. And we don't have that many people in our group, so. And then we have a scene of John in that hole that he was digging earlier. And he's sort of just like screaming to himself. And then a walker falls on top of him, which is kind of scary. So again, I think there's something bothering John. Maybe it has something to do with June. Maybe it's because June is locked up, or maybe, I don't know, maybe June gets the blame for what happened to Sanjay. I don't know. There could be a whole bunch of stuff. It's sort of hard to tell because we haven't seen John in so long, but he definitely is not his normal self this episode. And I think that maybe he is trying to be on Virginia's good side, especially with him trying to give her advice earlier on how to keep people safe, or like it's a good idea to keep people safe. So we'll see what happens. You guys let me know your thoughts and theories about that. But John is one of my favorite characters, so hopefully nothing bad happens to him, and hopefully he returns to his normal self. So that was the trailer we got for episode 4. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that video. Again, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. For more Walking Dead videos, just be sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, everybody. Please stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon.